Okay, today you guys are doing area of a circle. Your objective, I will solve for area of a circle. Your vocabulary words about the same. Now you have area. It measures the inside of the surface. You'll be going into semicircles, which is half of a circle. Quarter circle, which is a fourth of a circle. Okay, so a semicircle. Here's our semicircle. Okay, and a quarter circle, so if you have your circle, the shaded part here is your quarter circle. Okay, and then you still have your diameter, which is the distance all the way across the center of your circle, and radius is the center from any point to your circle, from the center to any point of your circle. Okay, so area is everything that's shaded inside. So I went ahead and shaded your circle in the yellow. Okay, our formula for area, A is for area, equals pi, which is 3.14, r squared. Okay, remember the 2 up here does not mean to multiply times 2. It means to multiply itself twice. So say your radius is 4. So that means you got to do 4 squared, which is the same thing as 4 times 4, which is 16. Okay, first example. You're going to find area. You're going to determine if you're working with radius or diameter. Okay, so here we have our radius. So make sure you draw your circle when it comes to your work. Here I have drawn for you. Okay, you're going to choose a correct formula. For this one, you only have one formula. So you have A equals pi r squared. Okay, so we're going to rewrite our formula. A equals pi times r squared. Plug in your numbers. So A is what we're trying to find. Pi is 3.14, and our radius is 5, and it's squared. Okay, it goes back to PEMDAS, so parentheses, which is just the 5, and then its exponent. So 5 squared, which is the same thing as 5 times 5. So now I have A equals 3.14 times 25. So 3.14 times 25. 0.826. Okay, and there's 2 behind the decimal places. So our answer should have 2. So I have 78.5 inches squared. So since we're dealing with area, your answers will be units squared. So do not forget your units, and do not forget the squared in your units. Okay, example 2. We're going to find area. Okay, this time you're going to determine if what we are working with, which now it is the diameter. Okay, so our formula is A equals pi times our radius squared. But since we're working with diameter, we got to figure out our radius. So to find our radius, it's our diameter divided by 2. Okay, so here our diameter is 22. 22 divided by 2 gives me my 11. Okay, so now we know that r is equal to 11. So now I can plug it into our area formula. So I have pi, which is 3.14, times my 11 squared. Okay, so parentheses is just my 11. So next is exponents. If you think of PEMDAS, which is 11 times 11. Okay, so I get 3.14 times 121. We have 2 behind our decimal place, so you should get A equals 379 and 94 hundredths. Our units is meters squared. Okay, make sure you show your formula every time you work out a problem in every single step. Okay, our third example is finding area of a semicircle. Okay, so semicircle we know is half of a circle. We're still going to use the same formula, which is our area is equal to pi times our radius squared. Except now we have that diameter of 18, so we got to find our radius. So 18 divided by 2, our radius is 9. So I'm going to go back and plug that in. So I have 9, we have 3.14. So 3.14 times our 9 squared. Same thing as 9 times 9. So 9 times 9 gives me 81. So 3.14 times 81. Two behind the decimal. Okay, so we get 254.34. But since it is a semicircle, it's half of a circle. So we have to divide it by 2. Because we only want to know the area of half the circle. Running out of room. Okay, so we get A is equal 127.17 millimeters squared. Do not forget your units. Do not forget your squared. Okay, example 4 is finding it for a quarter circle. Oops. Okay, so same difference here, or same thing here for a quarter circle, but instead of dividing by 2, in the end you will divide by 4, because a quarter is 1/4 of a circle. Okay, so same formula. A radius here, we don't have to, it's given, so we don't have to find our radius. So we have 2 squared. So we have 3.14. 2 times 2 is the same thing as 4. So 3.14 times 4. Okay, we're at 12.56. But that is area for a full circle. Since we're finding a quarter circle, we're going to take that and divide it by 4. Oh, how awesome is that? Okay, so our area for our quarter circle is 3.14 centimeters squared. Okay, and lastly, you have your you try. Make sure you have your answer ready for class tomorrow. And show your work.